Welcome back. So I guess I did, strictly speaking, get some money from finishing that tournament, although I don't know how we're gonna do anything with the small amount of money that just now got. It's not a lot. One thing I need to look at... music videos, obviously. Yep, this is the only one I remember. That one entertains me. But, it is my favorite song on the soundtrack. But... this freestyle. 14,000, that's quite a lot. I don't know why I want to buy Supercross. But paying so much for that, because I really need to up my stats too, though. Hurts not doing that. Just for the sake of knowing what we want to do next money-wise. I know I keep checking this, and I sometimes change my mind on what I want. But, what do we want next in terms of stuff to buy? What is our current bike? Our current bike's actually pretty lean and mean in terms of stats. Just bad cornering, which would be good to improve, of course, but otherwise, like, we're nearly max speed acceleration, which I appreciate having. And the bad cornering is probably a big part of why I have difficulty with Supercross this way. But, so that's a big drop in top speed acceleration for other things. Good cornering would probably be good. Like, I could probably take a hit to, say, top speed while still keeping good cornering. And come out on top for it. Honestly, like, these are the things that I'm thinking look good to hit next. That's 20,000. It's just these don't feel like much of an improvement. Maybe I'm just being too stingy with... like, this has bad cornering anyways. I don't know how much top speed I'm willing to lose for marginally improved cornering. Dunking looks like the next one I want to try. That's 20,000 at that point, which is a lot more. Like, we might have a really long dry spell of buying any new bikes or anything else, really. Like, I don't see a whole lot of reason. I should have checked what my tuning was. Whoops, I might still be tuned for Supercross. But aside from the occasional, I don't know, swapping out an exhaust pipe to get better acceleration versus top speed or something, I don't think there's really anything else for me to worry about price-wise. I don't think I have ice tires yet, but I don't know if we're going to have any races that are really on ice specifically instead of snow. And we have snow tires. We have best snow tires and dirt tires. So, like, those are the only two things you normally ever need tire-wise. And tires are cheap anyways, of course. So other than just getting exhaust to bump our stats a little bit more in one direction or another, the only other things to buy are better bikes, which cost insane amounts of money. And that's money that we're not getting from anything, so... Ow! Everyone runs over me. You're basically my doppelganger, which concerns me. Sorry, I just cannot help but laugh at some of these songs getting butchered the way they are. Now, I talk about stats being an issue, but honestly, unless cornering's hurting me a lot more than I realize, there's probably not much more room for relying on stats to make me better at the game, or at races and so on. Making races easier is a better way of putting it, since I have basically max acceleration and top speed already. Which is kind of weird because I have a bike with like extreme acceleration. Again, it is coming out of trade-off, but extreme acceleration and top speed. It's only like mid-tier on the whole. Probably just because the cornering's supposed to be a really big trade-off, but it doesn't feel like a huge one. At least unless we're doing a course that's like nothing but really hard turns, which again, Supercross could be relevant to me having a tough time on there. It doesn't feel like I'm doing awful on turns in Supercross. I'm not sure there either. So it may come back to me just needing to get a bit better at this game, which I'm not sure how quickly that's going to happen at this point. As is usually the case, I'm not making any... I don't know if I've ever made an effort to knock someone over that actually worked. Anytime that I do actually make someone wipe out, it is entirely accidental, basically. It doesn't feel like I'm taking most of these turns especially fantastic, but I'm taking them well enough. Just to not really feel like it's worth complaining about. Yeah, get up there. Stop looking like me. I have rights to my likeness. I hope that darker bit there is actually mud instead of regular dirt, and you actually get different traction on it. It's kind of hard to tell. The only time I've really noticed like really obvious differences in traction was snow. Even with good snow tires, you know, with like game's best snow tires, they still have very little traction on them comparatively, which I found very difficult to get used to. And since all you have to work with is like a texture and not like different reflection of light or anything, it can be a little difficult to tell what's actually meaningfully different servers in this game. Although I did notice that, for instance, grass, you seem to have less traction on. I didn't take that part right, did I? Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point we might be at a point where we just need to focus on just getting through the game. Oh, that was very bold. Just doing events and whatnot rather than trying to keep on the treadmill of getting better bikes and stats and whatnot. Because, well, one, not many things I see anymore actually interest me. Which could be my own misunderstanding of what I need, but on top of that, there's just a lack of money to go around compared to how much bikes cost at this point. And competition from a few other things I want to buy, like, that's not a good term. From a few other things, like, and how do you go so much? Because I came out of that turn hard, that's why. Why they were going so much faster on that jump than I did. But, like, I'd like to buy Club Islands. And do the freestyle there. I don't know why I want to buy these other Supercross events. I also don't know where these events you buy show up, though. It's also a thing I'm kind of curious about. Yeah, this guy, I don't know what edge they could have on me other than... They're not taking obviously better racing lines or anything, I don't think. Beyond what's probably me possible. Yeah, see, I lost a lot more speed there than they did. I think it's just, they have a better handling than I do. Which does give them an edge on these corners where they lose a lot of speed, losing most of my traction. And sliding and just trying to turn a little bit. This one Clark guy, jeez. I think on the whole I'm managing fine, but Clark is having to give me a run for my money. I don't know if I imagine that also within Pro we're gonna find people that get progressively better stats throughout these tournaments too. It's just fretting me a little bit. I wish there was a good way to just... I'm probably taking the opposite approach here of what I should, where I'm basically getting bikes with that already have really good speed and acceleration, and I'm then boosting that even further with good exhaust to get ridiculous acceleration and top speed. I should probably be doing the opposite, where I get bikes that handle well and then boost and then compensate for the poor acceleration and top speed with better exhausts. I mean, am I, like, starting to lap someone? This one guy. Yeah, so that could be it. It's hard to tell what I really need. But I am realizing, at least from this race, that I am losing something on... Oh boy. I am losing something on corners for my lack of handling. Which I was saying earlier, I wasn't really noticing. Almost lapped this dude. Poor Clark. Didn't even finish. Oh, here we go. Yeah, man, that's a big difference between second and third in terms of points. Jeez. And then fourth, fifth, and sixth, nothing practically. Oh, I need to switch to sand for that one. I forgot, there's also sand as a surface type. You need to get sensible tires for those, but I have those too, I believe. I think I have the best of the 3 major tire types. Okay. Enduro is probably not the next thing to do, because it'll take a while. So I'm not sure what these tournaments are. Some of these are short. We'll see at some point. When are they going to unlock? I don't know when they get unlocked. Is that a new... That's actually a new stage. Cool. That'd be nice to see. But, let's go for short track next. Where is this? Huh, place I don't recognize. Oh well. Yeah. I guess it's a unique map for this. Ah! No, that's not what I was trying to select. I'm not sure what my tuning is like right now. I'll probably manage okay anyways, but I do find short track a little dull just because of how many times you do laps on the same thing, on the same tiny course, but I don't mind the notion of get really good at this one tiny track and just do it consistently. This place has grass again. There's not really a lot to see here, game. I don't think you really need a flyby like that. So the guy to my right has, I think, the next bike that I wanted. And that's a 20k bike. Like, you can argue that I'm kind of outclassed on, at least in terms of price on these bikes. Whether that matters is another matter, but there's nothing too crazy about this course. At some point, I've kind of resolved to at some point in this game just go out and do actual free ride in some of the big amateur maps that get used for lots of different things, like the freestyle and that also contain like short track and enduro and so on. And just explore them a bit and try to learn my way around. As one, I never did manage to learn my way around those places, and I would like to have done so at some point, and like mess around with them a whole lot. I don't think the maps are that big, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But second, just to give a... well, to see things you don't really get to see, that you don't really get to emphasize in Championship mode otherwise. And to give an idea of how I usually appreciate this game, prior to deciding just now to play this game the so-called intended way. Is this Clark guy the one that's on the bike that I wanted to? And Clark really is my real rival here. He's got the bike that I wanted and looks disconcertingly like me. That was very bad. Very surprised I didn't wipe out there. That's your fault, dude. I was not paying you any mind. And my eyes are generally ahead in these races, not on whoever's right next to me, so... I don't really have any, like, big tricks for this course. It's just... I drive through it. I don't have any like fancy cuts that I do or anything like that. I've never been able to figure out if this game has like a fixed soundtrack or a fixed playlist that it plays, or if it does something more to the effect of or if it does something more to the effect of, oh hello, new person. What's she doing? Or if it just has stuff kind of on shuffle, it just plays random music each time. I feel that's kind of a playlist sort of thing instead. I do like there are certain songs I never hear in this game despite them being enabled. I'm not sure why that is. Like, I don't hear duality very often, for instance. I don't know if there's a reason for that. I don't know if certain maps or certain event types and have certain music play or what. Pretty okay. Okay. I don't think we're doing too badly here. And more Gecko next time. Alright, so next time, we'll probably do Enduro first, but soon we'll see what Gecko has to offer us. So Gecko has more than one kind of event type, apparently. It's not a map just for short track or for whatever else. Interesting. Is that actually a bigger place that has, like, stuff in it in general? I guess we'll find out. With Enduro soon. If it's like the third Enduro course or something. I don't remember that being one of the like big open world court maps, but we'll find out. Anyways, bye everyone.